Ever since an ancient magic golem gave me a piggyback ride in Blade and Sorcery, I have been frothing at the mouth for a VR Titan, boss rush, monster hunter-like game of sorts. And now with the long-awaited release of Skydance's Behemoth, I am still looking for that game, because while the behemoths are the stars of the show, you'll be spending most of your time fighting really tiny behemoths. Please sir, can I have some more? Psych! Oh my god, he's still blinking. There's the mini behemoth, the slightly larger mini behemoth, the talking behemoth, and even the foul-sized behemoth. Am I huffing copium? Yes, you'll also be spending lots of time pulling rope, and doing drugs. Why does he moan like that? But despite my own unrealistic expectations, the game was a blast. Like literally, I think my GPU is going to explode because of the graphical fidelity in this game. Oh, look at how grimy my fingers are. The sheer size and spectacle this game brings to VR is admirable.
That's a penis!
Although there aren't that many actual behemoths, when you do get to fight them, each battle feels like a set piece from Call of Duty Modern Code Ops 5 Vanguard at War, and I'm all for it. Is it heavily scripted? Yeah, but is it also so stupidly cool that I get to harpoon a seal, ride a bat, and sniff the armpits of an eldritch elk god? Yes, I guess you could say that I'm hanging on for dear life. Oh come on, it wasn't that bad! The story isn't the most interesting. You play as Ren the Hunter, the world's first legal poacher who sets out to save his family by wiping out the few remaining exotic creatures left in this world, just so that you can place their remains in your trophy room?
Are we the baddies?
But don't worry about mass extinction, because these oversized paperweights are actually carrying a deadly curse. Acne.
Brother,
Hi guys, welcome to my pimple popping ASMR video. Today we're just going to start with deep cleanse, just like that. Usually I restrain my clients before I start, but I seem to have forgotten to do that today, so now they're trying to throw me off. But before we can get to poaching, there are going to be a couple of obstacles in your way. And to solve these problems, we're going to resolve things peacefully with deterrence and diplomacy. Remember kids, violence is never the answer. It's the solution. The combat is fun, especially with the grappling hook.
get over here!
There are layers to the combat, but I don't think the mechanics and melee combat are really going to be breaking any new ground. Shield beats arrow, axe beats armor, hook beats gravity, and tank beats everything. But if you're like me, then the answer to every problem is really just a big fucking sword. Like literally, our character's superpower is like poor anger management. Ever since I got this giant sword, I have not touched any other weapon. You can use it like a shield, holy shit. I have lived my life for this very moment where I can use a great sword, exactly like this. I will say that the combat can feel a bit clunky at times, and it might feel like you're hitting the enemy with wet noodles, but I'm an aging old fart with arthritis and ligma, so it might just be a me problem. So it's fun, it's serviceable, but I don't think it's going to blow anyone away. You shouldn't be coming into this game expecting Blade and Sorcery levels of melee combat. What blows me away though is the rope physics, because holy shit, somebody finally did it. We actually have interactive rope that mimics where we can grab and pull at any point. There's also something about the non-combat portions of this game that just satisfy my masculine urge to pull some heavy rope or whack something with a hammer many times. Is that an eye? Oh my god, I can eat the eye. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, should I? I feel foul. Oh hey, I can see better now. There are some parts of this game that I wish were a little bit more fleshed out. It's not a big issue and you might not notice it, but the areas outside of the arena you're fighting in aren't properly populated. It's not a big deal, but it's something that you might notice and it might take you out of the experience. The skills and progression is fine, it gives you a reason to explore and solve puzzles for permanent upgrades, but the skill upgrades aren't very interesting. I'm not a big fan of upgrade this skill to get this higher number, etc, but maybe I've just been spoiled by Blade and Sorcery. And once the game is over, that's it. You're trapped in the final scene, and I don't think you can actually replay any of the boss fights, so unless you have the saves for each boss fight, that's it. You're done. And there was that whole hoo-ha with day 1 patches for performances and bugs, but there was nothing game-breaking from my experience aside from the usual jank of VR. Okay. Oh Jesus Christ. He just spawned out of nowhere. All in all, this game shines more as a linear cinematic experience, therefore the name of this video. Think of the likes of Call of Duty or Uncharted 2. You're basically moving from set piece to set piece. It's a bit basic, but as a smooth-brained individual, this was good enough for me. The second Behemoth fight is absolute cinema and is by far my favourite part of the game and has some of the wildest and most adrenaline-filled sections in the whole game. And I've heard people complain about the voice acting and the characters, but I actually think it's done pretty well. Minor spoilers ahead, but there was one scene in the second act that really sold me on a specific character. Look at the way his eyes narrow when you talk about his past. And can you hear the sadness in his voice when he recounts?
We called it Duskhold in my time. Why would you keep that from me?
You can hear the betrayal and disappointment in his voice. You know, like how your parents just say, "I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed." And when he's speaking to you or you're speaking to him, he is looking and tracking you and making direct eye contact with you. And it just feels so personal.
Speaks to you. How?
Whoa, look at his eyes. Even his eyes are tracking me. Holy shit, this man is staring into my soul. There aren't that many characters, but I feel like they've put in the work to make each of them count. So, for all of the above reasons, I think Behemoth is a short and fun action-adventure game with some really high highs and several moderate lows. However, if you take away all of those cinematic set pieces, I think the game is only slightly above average with little replayability. I don't think this game is going to be winning any VR awards, and in fact it might be something you're better off getting when it's on sale. But if you want a change of pace from sandboxes and are looking for a decent combat-focused, objective-driven cinematic experience to take you for a ride, then look no further, because Skydance's Behemoth is absolute cinema. I can see